As you can see, Montana is a place of unbound beauty, and what better way to see it than the public trail system? The Montana Trail System connects breathtaking landmarks to the rest of the world with more than 15,000 linear miles of trails. And this number is always increasing, whether it is through simply wanting more trails or companies such as the nonprofit Five Valleys Land Trust, run by Grant Keir, expanding the trails for the betterment of Montana.
What is your favorite thing to do on the trails?
My favorite thing to do on the trails is to ride my mountain bike.
Awesome. Tell me, what is your favorite thing about the trails here in Montana?
I love that for so many people, the trails are in Montana are right out the door and that anyone can use them.
Trails can be an escape, a hobby, a job, or in the case of Mike Foote, a complete lifestyle.
Very involved in the running and trail running scene.
Why are the trails important to you?
The trails, why are the trails important to me? The trails are important to me because to me they represent freedom, they represent quality of life, they represent so much value for our community here in Missoula, but also the wildlife around Missoula. I don't think that Missoula or any town that has trails would have the same character as it does without them. So I think they add so much value to the life of a community.
Even though as much as 82% of Montanans use our trail, even the experts have to agree that logging, mining, or development could keep these trails away from us.
Tell me a bit about the threats that challenge the trails here in Montana.
Well, I think the biggest threats are if a lot of open space gets developed and we don't have places to put trails anymore. Also, if we don't use them and take good care of them, then we might not have the money available to us anymore to acquire or build more trails.
Definitely a threat. I mean, organizations in Missoula like Five Valleys Land Trust have done a great job of preserving public spaces around Missoula. At the same time, there's lots of public lands that are not protected into perpetuity into the future, and so they could potentially be sold off to private interests whom could then go back to resource extraction or maybe use the lands in a way that would degrade the health of that land and not be good stewards of that land.
But never fear! The people of Montana can do much to save our trails. Both Mike and Grant agree that we can do anything in our power to save Montana's trails.
What do you think is the best way to help the trails here in Montana face the challenges that they need to overcome?
I think if people are using them responsibly and trying really hard to take good care of them, I think we're going to see that people will continue to love them and we'll get to have more and more of them in the future.
I think everybody has their own theory on that. Mine is I've been thinking about this a lot lately because it's important to me. I like to celebrate them, so I like to let people, I like to make a point of how special the trails here are and let people remember how lucky we are. I like to share the trails with people, and I'm a big believer that if people know more about them and they experience what it's like to spend time on our trails and open spaces around Missoula, they'll come to fall in love with them.
On those happy notes, we can agree that the future of our trails has never looked brighter. So join me and thousands of others in protecting our Montana trails for the beauty and wonder of Montana.
I will
Protect
Our Montana
Trail System.
Just remember that wherever you go, the trails will always lead you home.